Stop scrolling. Stop multitasking. Because what happened today on the red clay of Madrid under the blazing Spanish sun was not simply a tennis result to glance at on your phone. This was the day the tennis world stopped seeing Alexandra Eala as a name to watch and started seeing her as a name to fear. The moment our time arrived for generations, Philippine sports fans have carried a particular kind of hunger. The hunger of watching the world's biggest stages from the outside, celebrating others, admiring from afar, telling ourselves, maybe one day, maybe our time is coming. Family, our time is not coming. Our time is here. Because today, a young woman from our islands walked into the Caja Magica in the heart of Madrid, looked across the net at a former Grand Slam finalist, and took her apart, piece by piece, shot by shot, point by ruthless point. Understanding the opponent context matters enormously here. Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova is not just any player. This is a woman who stood on Philippe Chatrier court in a Grand Slam final. She understands clay court construction at a level very few players on the entire tour can match. She reads angles, builds points deliberately, and can remove you from the court with flat, heavy ground strokes that feel like they come out of a cannon. On paper, this was a brutal draw. But here is the reality of 2026. Pavlyuchenkova entered Madrid ranked 116th in the world, carrying a 2-win and 6-loss record on the season. She had clawed through qualifying just to reach the main draw. That makes her a completely different kind of dangerous, a wounded fighter with nothing left to lose, desperate to remind the world she still belongs. A player in that position is not looking for a fair contest. She was looking for a victim to restart her season. She found the wrong opponent. Who Eala is right now, if you have been sleeping on this evolution, it is time to fully wake up. The years at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, away from family, away from home, grinding through punishing physical conditioning and tactical work that most people could not survive a single week of, did not just develop a tennis player. They forged a competitor. Entering this match, Eala was ranked 44th in the world. Pause and absorb that. 44th on the entire planet. Her 2026 season already included a quarterfinal in Dubai and a victory over Coco Gauff, world number 4, on the hard courts of Indian Wells. This is no longer a rising prospect hoping for a breakthrough. This is a seeded threat. Someone nobody in any draw wants to see in their section. The one genuine question mark heading into Madrid was clay. The transition from hard courts to red dirt is notoriously brutal. The movement is different. The rallies are longer and more physically punishing. The bounce requires adjustments that take some players' entire seasons to figure out. Could she carry her hard court momentum to European clay? Today, she answered that question with a masterpiece. What made this performance special? The Mutua Madrid Open sits at altitude, nearly 700 meters above sea level, and that thinner air changes everything. The ball travels faster, bounces higher, and the rallies carry a different rhythm than what you find in Rome or Paris. Historically, this environment benefits power hitters like Pavlyuchenkova, whose flat, heavy ground strokes become even more lethal when the ball is flying through thinner air. Eala did not walk in and trade power for power. That would have been exactly what the Russian wanted. Instead, she brought a chess set to a boxing match. The centerpiece of her game plan was the left-handed topspin forehand, one of the most underrated weapons in women's tennis right now. She used it to relentlessly attack Pavlyuchenkova's backhand wing, generating vicious topspin that kicked violently off the clay and launched the ball up above the Russian's shoulders. Think about that geometrically for a moment. When the ball is bouncing near your ear, you physically cannot generate offensive power with your backhand. The biomechanics simply do not allow it. Eala locked her opponent into a defensive position and methodically picked her apart. The second layer of her strategy was movement. The footwork was extraordinary, sliding into corners, recovering from positions that should have been impossible, channeling everything she absorbed from years watching Nadal work those very same courts in Mallorca. She forced one extra shot, then another, and then the veteran's discipline cracked, and the errors started coming in waves. Then came the drop shots, the absolute audacity of the drop shots. Every time Pavlyuchenkova drifted deep behind the baseline bracing for another heavy exchange, Eala would disguise her swing perfectly and whisper the ball just over the net. The Russian's ankles were screaming, trying to reverse direction. Her face said everything. She was not just physically exhausted. She was being mentally dismantled by someone a decade younger, playing with more composure than she was. The moment that said everything early in the opening set, break points came. A younger Eala, the version from 2 years ago, might have tightened up, played cautiously, let the veterans steal the psychological edge. Instead, facing break points against a Grand Slam finalist, she walked to the service line and delivered a wide serve that pulled the Russian completely out of position, then drilled a forehand winner down the line with the clean certainty of someone who had already decided how the story ends. Absolute composure. She looked pressure directly in the face and did not blink. As the second set unfolded, the scoreboard became secondary. The real story was being written in the body language. Pavlyuchenkova was leaning on her racket between points, lingering at the towel, stealing extra seconds, searching for breath and answers that were not coming. Across the net, Eala looked like she had just started. Fresh legs, sharp eyes, the kind of stamina that is not built overnight, built through years of sacrifice, and the kind of resilience that runs deep in Filipino blood. What this victory actually means to defeat a woman who has breathed the air of a Grand Slam final on the very surface where she made her greatest mark, and to leave her without answers, that is not a lucky result. That is not an upset. That is a statement. The ranking points attached to this win are not simply significant. They are transformational. This is not a nudge up the rankings. This is a rocket launch toward the top 30. Do you understand what the top 30 means? It means direct entry into every major tournament on the calendar. It means seeding at the Grand Slams, at Wimbledon, at the US Open. Seeding means protection. It means not being drawn against Sabalenka or Rybakina in the first week. It opens the path to deep runs on the biggest stages the sport has to offer. It means prize money that changes lives. It means the entire architecture of a career shifting permanently upward. But the true magnitude of this moment lives beyond rankings and prize money. Tennis has historically been a sport where the barriers of entry were economic, geographic, and cultural. Europeans and Americans have dominated the conversation for over a century. For a girl from the Philippines to navigate junior circuits, to leave her family as a teenager, to train in Spain, to grind through ITF events, to break into the WTA, and now to stand on one of the world's most prestigious courts dispatching former Grand Slam finalists, that is not simply an achievement. That is a revolution. Tonight, every child in Manila, Cebu, Davao, and Iloilo who has ever held a tennis racket knows something they did not know before. Not as a theory, not as a distant possibility, but as undeniable, living proof that they can make it. They do not have to look across an ocean for a hero anymore. They just have to look at the face of Alexandra Eala. What comes next, Madrid, is far from finished. This was round one. And with the confidence and momentum Eala is carrying right now, there is genuinely no one remaining in this draw that she cannot compete with and beat. The key going forward is physical recovery. Clay court tennis is a war of attrition, and keeping her legs fresh will be critical. She must maintain that first serve percentage. On this surface, a vulnerable second delivery is an open invitation. And that backhand down the line, which she pulled out like a hidden dagger today every time she was pushed into the ad court corner, needs to stay in the arsenal. The Russian never found an answer for it. Nobody will. And let us dream a little, because Roland Garros is coming. The greatest clay court stage on earth. If Eala is playing with this level of intelligence and physicality on Madrid's fast, high-altitude clay, consider what she will produce on the slower, heavier dirt of Paris, where she gets even more time to load up that forehand and run down every ball. The women's draw has a new clay court force to reckon with. To every Filipino watching this, wherever you are on this planet, back home, or part of our incredible global diaspora, take a breath and feel this moment. Save it. These are the golden years. We are not watching the beginning of a story anymore. We are watching the rise of a legend in real time, with every single swing of Alexandra Eala's racket. And to the tennis world that consistently looked the other way, that handed the narrative to someone else, welcome to the show. You will be seeing the Philippine flag on the final weekends of major events for the next decade. Get comfortable.
Mabuhay ang Pilipinas.